Let's go, it's the Whitey Show. Whitey Show. Whitey Show. Whitey Show. Whitey Show.
To be honest, I don't like to be lenient on fighters not having a story. I just feel that it's unfair to every other genre out there that tries to have a story, except like sports games. But I'm going to be a little lenient here. It's a pretty shitty story. It's basically Galactus just wants to eat Earth and you have to save it. And that's the main plot of the story, and everybody's just messing up each other and beating each other up. That's the whole story to the game. The endings kind of suck. I'm very disappointed. They're basically literally like a 10-second comic strip. It's not even animated like Street Fighter 4. I am disappointed with almost every ending. I like just one ending so far out of like the 20 I collected, and I just feel that they could have done a better ending. Overall though, the story just is a fighting game. I'm not really going to give it a bad score. I'm giving it an 8 just to steady it out that there should be a story in a fighter, and when there is, I will give it extra points for having a story that doesn't completely suck, or at least have a story. But it is a fighting game, and there really is never stories in fighting games except like 2 or 3 of them out there. So I'm not going to be too harsh and just give it an 8 to make the score at least even. I'm a huge fan of these graphics. First off, let me start by saying that the graphics themselves are very cool. Once again, it's very stylish, and it is the 3D look with 2D gameplay, similar to Street Fighter. If you like this type of look, you definitely won't be disappointed. One of my favorite things is how smooth the animations are, and how well it flows into these ultra hyper combos and all that. It just looks great, and it's very smooth and easy to follow. Well, sometimes it's a little chaotic when a bunch of shit's happening on the screen, but overall the graphics are definitely nice. They give this comic feel, and it works overall. If you're looking for more of the animated cartoon look of the original two, you don't get that as much, but I actually like the change a lot better, so I think the graphics are great in this game. To be honest, Capcom wanted to play it safe this time, and it actually worked in their favor. If you played Marvel vs. Capcom 1 or 2, you'll feel very, very much at home with this one. You got your ultra, hyper combos, you got your specials, you got your signature moves for each character, you got the dash moves, you got the air combos, the switching out your characters with the other two that you choose. So overall, everything that you've had in the previous are there. What I do like is that they basically introduced this new button format for people that absolutely are terrible at fighters, and you can put this on, and basically it makes it that you can pull off specials and combos very easily. So for noobified player, new type players, I hate saying that word, I fucking hate it, but for new players, there you go, it definitely will help you get into the fighting genre. For any other players, I personally like the original controls. It takes a little work, makes your thumb hurt after a while, that's what he said, but definitely works well, and you'll get used to the controls pretty quick, especially if you played Street Fighter. To me, it's very similar. Capcom played it safe here. I think really the only negative thing I have to say about this game is that it lacks a lot of modes. There's really, all there is fighting the arcade, going through 6 stages and fighting Galactus, or going online and beating up people. Not that that's not fun, that's exactly what I want, but there's no, like, capturing your match so you can review your footage, see what you did wrong or right. There's no actual versus mode. There's only versing another player. You would actually have to go through the arcade mode to just challenge fighters. You can't just pick fighters and just do one match. I think that's a big no-no for fighting games. Online just seems like it could add a lot more. The lobby system isn't the greatest. Overall, they just could have put more modes in it. That's really the only negative thing I have to say. As far as the actual gameplay when you're fighting, if you like that fast and crazy combat that you've gotten from the previous Marvel vs. Capcom, you're going to love this game. They got an impressive roster. It is a lot smaller than the second one, but at the same time, it feels far more balanced. And each character, except for a few, Beautiful Joe, piece of shit, definitely bring their own uniqueness, and it definitely makes it a fun game to pick your whole team and, you know, have fun killing the other Marvel or Capcom characters. Now, upon reviewing this review really isn't for the expert fighting fans. I don't go in depth about all the different combos, breaking chain combos, breaking air combos, all this crazy stuff that you can eventually pull off the more you focus on, you know, your characters in the game. I'm basically that average dude who kind of likes fighters but never really drawn to them. I'm here to tell you guys, those guys out there like me or girls, that this is actually a really fun game. You basically can pick it up and have fun with it, even if you're not very good at fighters. I'm not very good, but I have a lot of fun just, you know, using my favorite characters from Marvel or Capcom and beating the shit out of another real player or the arcade system. So overall, I have a lot of fun with this game, and I'm not a fighting fan. Then again, I had a lot of fun with Marvel vs. Capcom 1 and 2, and I was not a big fighting fan then either. So if you like more of this fan service type fighting game, but it definitely has a lot of depth the more you get into the game, trust me, there's a lot of moves. You can basically button smash the shit out of this game and probably beat some pretty tough opponents online, but it really comes down to when you're fighting other players that are, you know, learning the combos and you learn the combos, and you have these awesome matches that, you know, are just so fun to play and flashy and great. That's what Marvel vs. Capcom is about, and overall it's definitely a great fighting game, and, you know, the online will make it last for years. The only problem I have is I wish there's more modes in it. I'm sure we'll get that in the Ultimate Edition of Marvel vs. Capcom, or, you know, the DLC that will eventually come out next week. You know how Capcom is. But overall, if you're a fan of Marvel vs. Capcom, if you're a fan of Marvel or Capcom, and you just like fighting games, I would say check this game out. Either buy it or rent it, it's up to you. But I think it's definitely a quality fighting game and definitely worth the money.